Today we are making a massive suburb to deal with all the low density residential demand we are currently facing. First, I'm just removing this roundabout here because I thought it was a bit excessive. I'm just replacing it with one singular one, and I'm stopping that turning linking through because otherwise people just take that road instead of the main road. So by the end of this video as well, we're also in the positive money wise, so that's quite good. I think it's mainly because of we build loads more houses, and those houses provide residents which pay tax. I was just sorting out this junction here. That one, I wanted to get rid of the walls because it's on flat ground. I'm not quite sure why the walls are there. It didn't work. And also the game's still quite glitchy because if you saw those snow in exactly straight lines. Anyway, this is where we are going to build the suburb. I'm just adding a connection here, a roundabout connection, and the plan for this was just to basically do really random curvy roads and just see where it links up and zone all the roads with residential, obviously avoiding the air pollution zones, which I have not been very aware of recently. Especially with some of the other sections of houses we've built. I'm just watching traffic here just to make sure that this roundabout is coping. It starts coping a bit less, a bit later, once I extend the suburb, which we are doing later in this episode. So where the areas of bad air quality, I've just put commercial zoning because otherwise the residents will complain. So I was just adding more roads to make it more densely packed. There was a few fire incidents here. I'm extending it a bit more here. This bit was on a hill, so I tried to smooth it out as much as possible so it was suitable to build on. I smoothed it out a bit more afterwards. Bought a bit more land and I'm extending it into that land, but we've now used up all of our permits to buy more land, and I'm extending the bits here so they are more finely densely packed. So we had another fire incident here. I'm just adding a few more roads and I'm dotting commercial zoning around the whole suburb. Just keeping an eye on demand here. I'm not quite sure how. I was trying to get high density residential. Since recording this episode, I have looked into it, and I think you need to make a college and then extend that college so that the education is higher, so that high density residential will want to move in. I'm not quite sure how that works. It just does. I've googled it. So that's what I think we're going to do in the next episode. I'll try and remember to do that. Also, I filled in the zoning on the hill, which I looked at earlier, and then realised it was on the hill. So I just deleted it. I was looking to make sure traffic was coping in the actual main part of the city, which isn't really much of a city yet, but we will be extending that soon. It's just, this is the first episode back since Christmas, and there was no demand for any other zoning apart from low density. So I was just looking at happiness here, so basically high crime was the main factor, so I make some police stations to deal with that, and then I expand the police station with upgrades. So I'm just adding one to the main city centre here, and I'm extending this one as well. We're still in the negative, but don't worry, by the end of this episode, I think we are in the positive. I'm just deleting all the abandoned houses. That's because of happiness is really low. It does increase by the end of this episode. It takes a while for the police cars to actually do what they need to do. So I just bought a bit more land here, and I'm extending the suburbs all across this section, and I've built 2 bridges across the river. In the next episode, I will be making a bus link to go through the suburbs. I think there's 3 different routes, because as I'm recording this voiceover, I have just recorded the next episode. So I'm just zoning in all of this section. I'm just adding the college here, as I said, but we don't get any high density residential until the next episode. I think that's because it takes some time for people to actually be educated. Traffic has got a bit worse there, but it still looks like it is working. I lowered the service fee to increase happiness, because that was quite a big factor of why people were unhappy. I also added some more parks. I was looking at internet, but I didn't actually add any more because it's quite expensive. But yes, as you look now, we are in the positive, and the happiness has gone up by 1 section, so that's good. I think we do drop down back into the negative before. Yes, it's negative now, but it's gone back up to positive. It does go fluctuating a bit for this later in this episode. Now, as you can see, the traffic's not coping, so I just increased the capacity of roundabout by increasing it to 4 lanes, and then I'm getting rid of the crossings because that was slowing down quite a lot. Slowing down the traffic quite a lot. I changed it to underground because I thought these bridges look a bit ugly, so I'm just trying to get rid of the crosses. This game is still really buggy. When you make a crossing and get rid of it, sometimes the lines or the traffic lights still stay, and you can't actually add one back. That's why I was just trying to do that. It wouldn't let me add the crossing there back. So what I'm doing now is I'm about to make it go underground. So here, we move it back a bit just so there's enough space for it to go underground. One thing I have noticed is in this one, the slopes need to be much less steep than in City Skylines 1. I'm not quite sure why they can't just add stairs, because stairs exist in the real world, so it doesn't really need to be that that much slope, but the game is wanting that, so that's what I gave it. And here there's loads of traffic, so I also increased this roundabout to 4 lanes, and I think I might actually change that one to an isometric road from the newest new suburb I built. So this is cleared now, but here it was all backing up, so I tried traffic lights, but I think I actually go with a roundabout in the end. Yeah, see, there's a roundabout there now. So it does clear eventually. I think I might have to add an isometric road to do that. I changed this one so it's 2 roundabouts as opposed to 1, because that roundabout was just getting too clogged up. So what I'm just doing here is I'm extending the subway so the traffic flows a bit better. That's what I'm talking about. There is a bug there, so the traffic lights have stayed and crossing is gone, so it's just green all the time. It's a bit stupid. Just making sure the traffic was clearing here, and we had a tornado, first tornado, but it just seems to disappear. It doesn't do anything. Yep, just disappears. So I'm not quite sure about that. So we've still got quite a lot of residential demand, and we'll have to sort that out next episode. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this series. We'll be returning to every other week, so see you in 2 weeks. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye.